Hey, what's up? I'm Dan Fradenburgh. I'm a commercial real estate guy. I'm from the internet. We're seeing more properties like this being built in front of a house. It's going to be torn down soon. I understand that there are power lines that are just kind of close. What's up again? This is Dan Fradenburgh, and that there is a commercial real estate building. All right, welcome to Figure It Out Thursday on FHURSDAYS. The reason why I call it Figure It Out Thursdays is because I wrote a book a few years back called Figure It Out, the Attention to Detail Handbook. It's also why you see the little attention signs on either side of my name. I hope you're having a lovely day so far, and I'm glad that you could join me today. I have some extra stuff to do. What we're going to do, I want to let you know about the webinar, our weekly webinar that we generally have on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be really exciting to share that with you. But I guess the things that are new, some things that people have been noticing is I've been, I went to the mall this week, and it was yeah, exactly. It was really crazy. Yeah, I got lots of things like that. And as far as what else is going on, you might not know this, but just this last weekend was Thanksgiving. I'm up in Canada. I know that's shocking. It's just getting a little bit ridiculous, and I think it's pausing my audio whenever I do that. I got a ton of these, and Halloween's coming. It's now the middle of October, if you can believe it. I know I already have my chainsaw. Wow. That's a lot of shenanigans. All right. Well, anyway, so to start things off, one thing I want to emphasize, I mentioned that we have a webinar coming up. Today's Thursday, October the 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We have a webinar. You can register for that at capturetheopportunity.com/webinar. But as far as the company that is putting it on, it's a company I'm working with called Equity Capital Funding Group. And the skinny about that is also I want to add, if I do it this way. Let's try this. Ooh, I'm so little. All right, it's some Chess with Investors. That's probably one of the major places you know me from. Okay, I can move myself a little bit bigger right there. But let's check out a bit of an episode, and I'll pause and comment to see if anything's changed. I'm also going to mess with the time and the speed controls because that's how I roll. You might want to notice that somewhere around there should be a gear or something. You hit it, and then speed controls is one of the options. So if we find that I'm just too much of a fast talker, you can hit that and adjust it to 0.75. Or if you think I'm too slow, you can speed it up to 1.5 or something like that. So since we've found in general that 1.5 times is more palatable for the general public, that's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to demonstrate it right here. Actually, I guess my big fat head is in the way, so here we go. So now you can see I hit this right there, and then I go playback speed, and then I go to 1.5 like that. I always watch my stuff at 2 times speed. I'm going to put it to 1080p just because that's how I like it. And here we go. I got to mute myself out. Let's go. Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and I'm a commercial real estate guy, and so is Chase Murphy, who I'm joined with today. How you doing today, Chase?
I'm doing well, Dan. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. And let me fill everybody in the audience in on what's going on. I'm talking about commercial real estate. Both Chase and I would love to be sourcing capital, sourcing deals, helping investors, all that kind of stuff. But now we have the internet, so that means you not only have to get the word out, but you also have to have some sort of weird kind of quirk. And I don't want to waste your time by going, hey, here's a couple guys playing chess. But if we're going to talk about real estate and we're going to try things a little bit different, then why not, right? But do you want to take a moment and introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Chase Murphy. I work alongside Dan and our partner Joe Cook at Equity Capital Funding Group. We're currently focused on a debt fund called Fund 11 that is secured by short-term residential loans.
Cool. So the idea of this show was that for just like hot ones. Yes, you heard that right. That was the sound of some dude getting whacked in the face with a shovel. The first few episodes of Chess with Investors, which is hosted at chesswithinvestors.com, I put these different sound effects on, and it was supposed to be a little bit instructive as far as how to get better at chess. Of course, this isn't the type of real estate that most people think about when they're talking about real estate, but it's something that's kind of fun to know about. But you can also see in the middle of your screen there's a little sponsored by ad for Equity Capital Funding Group, as I was mentioning before. Don't forget that we have a webinar later today. Let's get started. The spicy chicken wing show on YouTube, they do an interview and it gets more and more awkward because of the discomfort. But I was thinking, if you do it with chess, you're actually going to hate each other, and it might be really, really funny. So I got to my 4th episode before somebody said that they didn't like me anymore. And that was funny because he's a good friend. And
I think it was a close game, huh?
Yeah, that one, yeah, he definitely made me work for it for a bit. But yeah, the one that I just had this morning, I actually lost because I was not paying attention to my own high value pieces, and it was a disaster. I'll move that back there just a little more. But so one of the reasons why I thought chess is a good idea for commercial real estate people, like everybody in real estate is ultimately in the business of deploying capital. And since that's the case, okay, so yeah, I still don't do it this way. So we're all in the business of deploying capital, and part of that, to my opinion, it should include meticulousness, just understanding the idea of nuance. You got 16 pieces to micromanage in this game, right? So that's the real question: is like what kind of person are you? When you're not putting on the greatest face. Maybe it's not the greatest way to think about these things, but it's just something for me anyway. I find comes out pretty big.
I think there's something to be said talking about, what it is that you do on a daily basis while you're thinking about completely other things, right? I mean,
right. Actually, it's funny. I have never said this on the internet before, but when I got into real estate, the first thing my dad said was, "There's a lot of sharks in that industry, And he's absolutely right. How do I want to do it? Yeah, I guess I will do it that way. There we go. So, and just for your benefit in the audience, I don't want to neglect you too much. One of the things I did, kind of like a New Year's resolution here, was really, I like to call it ripping the Band-Aid when it came to chess, which is playing a whole whack of games so that if we do content like this, these sound effects are just killing me. I miss it so much. But some of you in the audience ended up mentioning that it's a little bit too distracting with the sound effects. So the last bunch of episodes on chesswithinvestors.com, I haven't been adding them, but I hope you're enjoying them. Please mention something in the comments if you have a second. That'd be great. I'm not going to embarrass myself. I'll just do a traditional move. Yeah, it's you're throwing me off because it's a pretty unconventional opening you got here.
Oh, there's zero rhyme or reason to this opening, Dan.
Okay.
I will tell you that right now. But it's kind of coming along.
Well, you did just hang your rook right here. So, do I take it? I'll give you one turn to make it run away. There's your freebie.
Which rook are we talking about?
Your rook on the left. I could have taken it with the bishop, and just to throw you a bone, I'm giving you an extra move on it.
I appreciate that.
Chess is a really crazy game. A lot of people got into it over COVID because of The Queen's Gambit was the name of the movie.
Yep, I definitely saw that.
Yeah, good stuff.
This is awesome.
Oh, well, at least it's a free pawn. It's funny, when I look over here on my big board, I see one big thing, and then when I look the other way, the stuff that jumps out is completely different.
Wow, I think I just got myself in some trouble there, huh?
I don't think this is optimal. Let me see here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. Whoa. But yeah, so Chase's background, like you've done the office space leasing. You said 2018 was basically when you got into the space.
Yeah, I got started in the end of 2017 in office brokerage in a small market outside of Denver, and kind of got exposed to a handful of things on the leasing side as far as asset classes and working on both the landlord and tenant side of leasing. Transitioned to brokerage, tenant rep brokerage in Manhattan, and then COVID started.
Good stuff.
So that was it.
All right, I'll pause it right there. And the reason I'm going to pause it is because I got to introduce you to the founder of ECFG. And he's really how I'm able to do this ridiculousness on the internet. This will take 1 minute. Please don't touch that dial. Okay, that was a thing back in the 1900s. Here we go.
Small does nothing but put more money in the pot.
Right.
If we talk about just the investor side, I mean, Shane talked about the sponsor side a little bit. I'll talk about the investor side. Okay, so you want the most money in terms of return with the least risk. All right, you want to do it yourself, you can go get 13 or 14%. You're going to do all the underwriting, it's not going to be passive.
If you bet, probably not.
I think I'd have to bet at least 2,500 before they fold.
And the pot is
4,000.
4,000. Yeah, I think you're right, but I'd rather just check.
Okay.
First position, you have the right of collection and the right of foreclosure or sheriff's sale, well, you know, wherever you're at.
I always get into that little ragtime fiddle tune. It's good stuff. But Chase Murphy, he's the front of house. He's the guy who people speak to first as they're finding out more about ECFG. It's a debt fund. And so a lot of people, they wonder, it's like, what are the most risk-averse ways to go after real estate proceeds, and of course, like legally, I don't think we're allowed to really comment on it, but I can definitely say that I'm a risk-averse investor, and I've been looking for what can I actually not be terrified of recommending to people. And what the webinar today, that's at 2 p.m. on capturetheopportunity.com/webinar, the main topic about that is we talk first about what the equity deals that you'll end up seeing as far as if you're going to a commercial real estate broker, you know, you'll see these different numbers like cash on cash, IRR, you know, same with if you're talking to syndicators directly, they're looking for, you know, passive investors, that sort of thing. Well, the question should be, well, what can go wrong that'll completely mess up those projections? What will make it so that that's not actually going to become reality? The returns that they were, you know, projecting, you know, they shouldn't say promising. I'm not saying promising. It's, you know, the legalese is a little bit ridiculous, but when it doesn't come to pass, it's like, well, why is that? Well, it's not always dishonesty or incompetence. The fact is there's about a dozen or so different factors that can very quickly eat away from all of the returns that you're planning on getting from your real estate investments. So, you know, that's really what that webinar is all about, is letting you know, like, hey, that's how it is. But the alternative that I'm talking about, which is a debt fund, it's instead of having, you know, 8 to 12 different points of failure in the underwriting, really, if you're investing in a debt fund, then there's only really two options. The person who borrows the money from the fund, they pay back as agreed, or they don't, and then you have to, you know, make some sort of deal to get them to pay as agreed, or you have to go through the foreclosure process, especially if you do first position loans like ECFG does. Anyway, I have the episode of Chess with Investors going here with Chase Murphy. Let's continue that. And don't forget, it's at 1.5 times speed. So in the corner there, you might have to hit the little gear and adjust the speed if that's your thing. But let's keep going.
Interesting.
Yeah, I bet. And one of the biggest things for me, though, like especially has, I started looking at the position again. I totally lost my train of thought. No, I'll go back here. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I got my plan. Personally, I think there's so many different approaches in real estate that it's really easy. Yeah, I was setting that up with it was backed up by the night right here. One of the things I've been telling people, I've got a wife who I describe as discerning. She's got discerning taste. And so that means I'm constantly trying to find ways to optimize the options that are available instead of just accepting them at face value. It says it's your move because you're white, and you have 36 seconds before it auto aborts.
I'm going to listen to you.
Yeah, so there, of course, even though it's the most popular opening, it's also like the most studied one. So that also means that most people know some sort of like crazy trick that they can use.
What is the move called with the pawn where you go to and then you can take it by going horizontal?
Yeah, it's en passant. And so for me, my pawn would have to be on the fourth row, and then you make the pawn go up 2 spaces directly next to it, and then you pass and switch lanes. Okay. So yeah, that's how that one works, and it's definitely plenty weird, right?
Well, what does en passant stand for? It's French.
Yeah, it's in passing. So it's like basically like picking it up on the way. Oh, he kills that guy on the way in passing.
That's funny.
Yeah. So very essential move. It doesn't show up in too many different checkmates, but there are definitely a few that where it will happen.
I don't know why I got rid of my pawn in front of my king there. I kind of regretted that after I did it.
It's a pretty common one though. Whenever you have one of the pawns up here to exchange,
Yeah.
the other guy's going to do it eventually.
Right.
It's funny. One thing I do with my family is we'll actually talk through like both sides. Will actually so if
Why they're doing the move?
Yeah, no, I mean, while you're choosing what you're going to do. See,
Right.
normally you'd never do that, right? Because it's adversarial. But if you pushed the queen pawn out, then your knight move would be a lot better because right now it's hanging and my queen can just take it. Like,
Yeah, I saw that as soon as I looked up and your queen got lit up. I realized that I was about to get lit up as well.
he was saying, yeah, hi there. How's it going?
Hey.
What's up? Yeah.
Well, that opens up the horse for me.
Yeah, but that opens up the rook for you. On a line with your king on it. Okay, and now, and actually, it just hit me that my move, even though I felt smart, was super dumb because I was absolutely hanging my queen to your bishop. I realize now.
Where does it say that?
Well, it's the bishop I just took.
Okay. No, where does it say it was a dumb move?
No, in my head. You can also the other things you can pay for as extra features in chess.com is all of their analytics, which is actually very similar to what you see in like web applications, things like that.
Okay, cool.
Am I going to do that?
Website's awesome.
Yeah, it's really well for sure. It's a wasted move, but it felt fun at the time.
Oh, and it's over again, huh?
Oh, it's not over yet. No, you're just in check, and you have to block with your queen.
Sucks. Okay. This is literally the only move I got now.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I think I'm going to play a little bit stupid on purpose.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Because like the smart thing would have been to trade off the queens because
Right.
I already have a material advantage. Oh, that's yeah. This is gonna be a lot more difficult from here. Oh, actually, I could do that too. Yeah, let's do that. But the other thing was kind of funny. Now these days, all of the top grandmasters, they have their own YouTube streams. You know, like they'll actually say on the stream what they're thinking about. It's like, oh, I'll do this or I'll do that. And I honestly thought that a lot of it was just like by feeling, the way that most people, you know, just some grandmasters are better at feeling than others, and it's not like that at all. Not even one little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. This one's getting even scarier. If I were you, I'd probably move my F pawn just so you have an escape route. Because you can see the next thing that's coming is the queen's coming after that bishop.
Yep.
And then the queen has to block, or you can create your own position and run away.
Or escape, yep.
Yeah. Okay, now am I trapped? No. Can I put you in check? Yes. Yeah, I think your position's a little bit better than you. Oh, huh.
It wouldn't let me go to the other side. It wouldn't let me go anywhere else besides there for some reason.
Yeah, you have to either block the bishop check or you have to move your king, is what it was. And even what I just did was kind of dumb, but it's still king, so it means, okay. Yeah, you can't move your queen because it would put you in check. So this is one of the best tricks for getting a queen is you find a way to do a backed up attack on the king with something in between because then it can't move. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're still losing your queen, but yeah, you could have taken the bishop instead.
I should have gone one over.
There goes the rook too.
I'm just playing
Yeah, it's like, hey, this looks okay.
stay alive, the stay alive game right now.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I guess.
I'm surprising you with every move. You're like, huh, that was an interesting move.
Yeah, just because it's like if there isn't an obvious solution, you know, or an obvious thing that it's like, you know, to get more stuff. That's one of them.
Yeah, I'm playing the kick the can route.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But so I can go there, and that's still threatened. So sure, let's do that. Okay. See, I want the really cool move. I found the really cool move. You ready for the really cool move?
Give it to me. What's that called?
Well, that's castling, but the point is that it put you in check. And
mate?
it's not mate yet. No, there's still somewhere you can go. Apparently, yeah.
One spot.
Yeah. There you go. There's your mate. I appreciate that. That was really, really fun. It's
I enjoyed you beating the wheels off me. That was fun.
yeah, it's so tough to keep these different these different what do you want to call it, lines of thinking, trains of thought running at the same time while you're recording and talking to people. And if you're into chess, sure, we can do that, but you're probably more into commercial real estate, or you're looking to either, everybody in this industry is either sourcing deals or sourcing capital or doing both. We're no different, but we definitely like to speak to you. Chase right now absolutely is the first line of defense, if you will. He's the first person who talks to anybody in this company. So make sure you go to ecfg.us, and anywhere you see the button that says schedule a call, that's directly to Chase's calendar, and you can talk about what your goals are. Chase, you've heard me say it before. I always like to find cute ways of saying things instead of ultra professional, boring ways. And I think the people that we can help the most are the people who just realize I need a grown up. I have more holdings than I can really devote sufficient attention to, and we help accredited investors only because of our 506c offering. But really, you just need somebody who isn't naive, actually has their stuff together. Like Chase, we were just vetting a loan offer on a land parcel, and it's really amazing coming from the direct lender side of the real estate business to this is what they're up to all day, every day, right? Like, what are your thoughts about that before we give everybody in the audience their day?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I can tell you this right now. The three of us with our partner Joe is a lot more thought out than the chess performance that I just put together for you guys. And going to what Dan said, having a grown up, I mean, our partner Joe has been doing this through multiple cycles. He's seen, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. And we see it on a daily basis, just going through deals with him, whether it's existing product, development deals, land banking, the ability to not quite simplify something, but to simplify it, to be able to understand it and wrap your head around it and make it something that, you would invest in, is something that's kind of hard to find these days, especially with how difficult it is to get deals done. So, we're seeing a lot of deals. We're not doing all of them. There's a lot of good ones that we're passing on, and there's a lot of bad ones we're passing on, and that's just how it goes. And we think that our team is going through these deals with a fine tooth comb, and we think we're finding good ones, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I think that's really all you can do in this market right now is be patient, but also not miss opportunities as they arise.
Yeah, I love that. And one of the peculiar parts of my piece of the puzzle is I tell lots of people, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm from the internet. And one of the things that I think is important if you're going to be from the internet is you actually have to understand this stuff at least as well as the person who's doing the job. You at least have to be able to vet people who have those individual jobs and know if they're doing a good job of what it is that's in their responsibility or not. And for me, like, I don't think I finished that story I was saying earlier about my wife being someone of discerning taste, but really that's what I think we're up to, is we're taking real estate and saying, like, why do people do real estate in the first place? Because there's a couple different reasons, and some people don't realize it. Some people, it's like a store of value, the way that gold is a store of value. Okay, it's it's going to be worth something no matter what. Nobody's going to be saying, it's like, okay, this now has a negative value or something like that. Sure, there's real estate where if it has environmental damage or something like that, you might be on the hook for expenses, but that's a
Sure, you can also you can also lose your entire investment especially if you make use of leverage, because if the value goes down more than what you're in for, then it could end up costing you extra money. But I think this is a great time to once again mention the webinar that we have coming up today at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can see it's 11 a.m. Pacific, October 17th. It's called How Real Estate Deals Hit Double-Digit Returns. And I'm not going to deny the fact that if somebody tells me, oh, well, this is the way, this is going to go. Actually, yeah, that's a little bit better looking. If somebody tells me, oh, yeah, double-digit return, something like that, I'll immediately be looking for, all right, assuming what? Like, what's the catch, basically? And the nice thing about what we're doing is that we're telling you from a lender's perspective. Joe has done thousands of loans and for hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. He's no spring chicken. You maybe saw that in the little ad, the 1-minute ad that was earlier in the show. But really, I think it's a more reliable way to get this information than when you're just looking at some webinar for some syndication or something like that, where you can buy part of a building passively. And the reason why I think it's a little bit more reliable is because, well, it's the old Warren Buffett saying, which is, don't ask a barber if you need a haircut. Now, of course, my beard could use a bit more of a trim. I did a bad job of it this week, but That's beside the point. So when we say how real estate deals hit double-digit returns, we're talking about what is it that has to go right, what can't go wrong, and you can see that we don't ask for a bunch of extraneous information for the registration. We don't spam the crap out of people, and the location of that is at capturetheopportunity.com/webinar. And because I'm a smart kid, I think I actually even have, oh no, that's that, yeah, no, I have that. The other freebie I can offer you guys, I put this up on my screen so you can scan it, so let me go full screen on myself. Right here I got a QR code next to my face. That is a freebie from ECFG that also tells you more of where we're coming from when we tell about the quality, like what different fix and flippers and whatnot, what they actually have to do in order to pull off these double-digit returns. The mechanics of it are more inside this Deed of Trust guide, which is absolutely free. You can check that out by scanning that code or going to that URL. But I am hoping that you can take a moment and join us today at 2 p.m. Eastern for that webinar that I was just showing right here. And hopefully I remember to throw the URL up on the screen, just like I have right here. Anyway, as far as other stuff that's going on, I like to keep these little Figure It Out Thursdays short and sweet, because I know that you've got plenty of things to do today. But I hope you enjoy watching some episodes, my ridiculous AI meme things that I've put together here for everybody's amusement value. But I suppose that's all that I've got for you for today. Hopefully we'll see you today at 2 p.m. I guess that's it. See ya. Figure it out. Hey there. Are you interested in commercial real estate deals? Would you like to build your network of investors and deal sponsors? Well, the best thing I can do for you is have you appear on a chance encounter interview as featured on dandoesdeals.com. You may know me from 506BME or as a top commercial real estate voice on LinkedIn. And if I had to think of the top factors in your success in commercial real estate, my top two would be your network and your ability to effectively explain how deals work with effective communication. The 15-minute chance encounter format, it checks both of those boxes, and they ensure that you can share your private deals with me without the SEC calling it a public solicitation. So hop onto LinkedIn. You can see my name is over here, Dan Fradenburgh, and search for my name. And the best way to reach me and book that is to message me through LinkedIn. And don't worry, it doesn't matter if you decided to enter this space just last week or 2 weeks ago, or if it was decades ago. It'll be fun and easy to look good. We're just asking multiple choice questions based on your core competencies you look to contribute, your level of sophistication, all that kind of stuff. So I hope to hear from you soon.